Hello guys, let's talk about sport and sport related investments. So there are two dominant companies which I will talk in this video, Adidas and Nike. I have Under Armour and this is a handball, but sport is getting more and more important in life, and more people are going out for jogging, for any kind of fitness activity. So most probably we will buy more and more sport equipment, sport clothing, and I think we can compare the two greatest companies, Nike and Adidas. Let's start with Adidas. I think Adidas needs no introduction. So it's famous about sport clothing, shoes, t-shirts, and all the things. You have to know that if you invest to Adidas, you also invest to Reebok, which is also a great brand. Let's take a look on the stock price. So the stock price already reached around 300 euro. The EPS trading 12 months is almost 5 euro, and the current P ratio is pretty high. It's 60, and Adidas pays again on dividend because dividend was suspended during the pandemic, but it restarted to pay again. It's around the 1% dividend. So if you go to Morningstar, we can see the forward PE is around 40. So the earning is expected to be growing. Let's take a look on the financials. So in the last 10 years, the revenues was growing. Only in 2020 it went down, and most probably it will rebound after the pandemic. And the gross margin is healthy, around 50%, and operating margin is sometimes 8, sometimes 10%, but the company is aiming to have a higher operating margin. Also the earning is stable, and most probably it will grow in the future. Let's take a look on Nike. Nike doesn't need any introduction. So it's a great sport clothing company. A lot of famous sportsmen wearing Nike, and not only Nike, also Adidas. So they are competing with each other in which market they will be the dominant player. So Nike stock price also went up. It's currently around 134 US dollar, and PE ratio is also highest. Adidas similar 62. Price per earning ratio, the current EPS is 2.14, and the yield is also pretty similar to Adidas. If it's Morningstar, so if you go to Morningstar to quote, and also consensus forward P is 34, and take a key ratio table, and the revenue is growing. Operating our gross margin is also stable, a little bit lower than Adidas, but the operating margin is much more stable than Adidas operating margin. So it's consistently higher than 12%. Only during the pandemic went lower, but it will rebound for sure. Earning per share is growing, and pays are increasing. Dividend, there was no suspension of the dividend. So the shares, they are buying back the shares, so this is also a good sign. Let's take a close look on the valuation of Adidas and Nike. So I did a short discounted cash flow valuation, and if we use 6 euro as earning for Adidas and the growth rate with 10%, and terminal multiple 40, we end up with the current share price. So if everything goes well, so Adidas will grow 10% in the next 10 years, then we can expect a 10% yearly return from this company, which is pretty good in my opinion. But if it doesn't materialize, then only with 5% expected growth rate, the share price it's much lower. And if we go to even the worst case scenario, the share price is around 141, but I think we are closer to this 300 scenario in the future. So Adidas is also highly valued currently, but it can be a reasonable investment. I can tell the same thing about Nike. As I mentioned you earlier, I like this company better. This company is more consistent and can increase the dividend in critical situation as well. So with a growth rate of 12%, I think Nike is a better company than Adidas. And with a terminal multiple 40, the company's share price is a little bit higher than the current share price. And if we go to 7% scenario, then we are around the current share price. I mean 7% scenario, it's the growth rate in the next 10 years. If it's only 5, the company's share price can go much lower. So both companies are highly valued, but I think sport clothing sales will increase in the future. So, and these two players, Nike and Adidas, will be a dominant player in the next 10 years. As I mentioned, I like better Nike, so I will follow this company and consider investing if there is opportunity present. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you a great day.